America's government has shut down and Wall Street analysts are having a crisis. The release of U.S. jobs data typically has traders and investors glued to their screens for the all-important numbers. However, on Friday, there was no jobs report from the U.S. Labor Department because of the government shutdown. If that was not enough, investors are getting worried about more surprises in the coming months from tariffs. Here's a report.
The U.S. shutdown has stopped all the data that analysts usually pore over. The problem is trying to piece together the economic jigsaw puzzle from the other sources because of a lack of government-produced statistics. So how do markets watchers look ahead to the upcoming week? These really are tricky times for everyone in financial markets. Some have resorted to reading the tea leaves instead. Wall Street analysts dug deep into the ADP employment data. That is the closest thing to the hollowed and non-delayed jobs report, and it was quite bad last week. The data showed private sector jobs were down 32,000 in September, but its correlation with the official data is often questionable. The Fed's beige book will be out in a couple of weeks. The last one was already talking about weaker hiring demand and in some cases, layoffs. In the absence of key data, Fed's beige book is going to take on outsized significance ahead of the October Fed decision. Yet in reality, a cut is fully priced for this month, and the same is virtually true of December's meeting. The much bigger debate is what happens in 2026. The government shutdown is unlikely to materially change that. So long as the shutdown does not last for ages, the workers affected will return to their jobs with backdated pay with minimal lasting economic damage. The jury is out on whether threats of mass firings will come to fruition. Even if a deal is struck in the next few days, it will take time for the people to return to work and get the data release schedule back on track. This week's releases that are vulnerable to delay are the trade balance, jobless claims numbers, and inventory numbers. The FOMC minutes this week will be an interesting watch. We will also get the preliminary October University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index. Spending is holding up for now. However, consumer confidence has dropped this year on job market weaknesses. Concerns about squeezed spending power from tariff-induced price hikes has also weighed on sentiment. With 3 million federal government workers not receiving paychecks and many furloughed workers being threatened with permanent layoff, it is hard to imagine any improvement in the sentiment. This is Bureau Report. WION World is One.